Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, your bestie who loves DIY skincare and beauty, and if you are interested in that, then you are in the right place. Also, hi, I go live each and every single day on one of my YouTube channels. I have multiple listed down below, and I'd love it if you would join me. Now, I am going to be doing some of my favorite products, and I'm going to do a treatment that I haven't really done a lot here, but I'm going to break it all down for you about what, where, how, and why. And if you are interested in that, then keep watching. Also, before I do get right into the treatment, please note that I currently have multiple YouTube channels. The reason why I have multiple YouTube channels is quite frankly because it's a hard time to be a DIYer on YouTube. We are constantly under attack, so please like them all. Also, I have Rumble where I go live most days for the treatments that YouTube doesn't like. Then I also have my website, wannabebeautyguru.com. My website is completely free. It is free for you guys to use, and it has 1,200 videos on it, and I update it every week. Literally under the lives, you'll see it categorized by month so that all my live streams are there. So if anything happens to YouTube, you can go there. Also, every video on the website is downloadable for personal use. Then we also have treatments divided up by product category. So if you ever need any questions, you can always email me at jessica10@yahoo.com. And you can also sign up on our monthly email list where we will send you our weekly email list where I will send you the details. Hey guys, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing a deep monthly microneedling. You guys know I love deep microneedling. Every 4 to 6 weeks it spikes collagen. Now when I say deep microneedling, I'm specifically talking about over 0.5 of a millimeter. In fact, we're going to go as deep as I can handle it, probably 2 millimeters in some areas. So I prefer to go deeper rather than less whenever I can. I will be using my all-time favorite product today for deep microneedling, and that's Velatox. You can get this over at Acecosum. This is the best for microneedling, guys. You guys know I've tried everything, and next month I will do another one of your like try this, so stay tuned. Let me know. We'll comment down on this video too if there's a mixture of ingredients you'd like me to try or products. Always happy to try them, but this month I'm going with my ride or die, my classic Velatox. Every time I don't use Velatox, I miss using Velatox. So Velatox is a wonderful, amazing, beautiful product. It is $90 before code Jessica10. This is how it comes. So you get the 5 vials of the Velatox and you get the 2 vials of Velasem. This is what you use for microneedling. This is what helps to speed up healing after. It does say to put it in a spray bottle. I usually don't. I usually just brush it on. Now, inside this is just packed with the most amazing ingredients to help speed up healing. So this is going to be growth factors, antioxidant vitamins, and a bunch of other wonderful, glorious ingredients. So I absolutely love that, and I think you will too. So it's going to contain growth factors which promote collagen elastin. It's going to contain antioxidant vitamins which remove active oxidation and prevent skin aging. You've got melanin and suppressant and moisturizers which help with anti-pigmentation and whitening, antibacterial and moisturizing components. Love all of that. So it'll help improve your skin barrier reinforcement with the edacine and arginine. You've got moisturizer with hydroxyl H6. You've got anti-pigment and whitening with vitamin C and arbutin. You've got soothing and antimicrobial with the Naturotics Plus and Multi-X BSASM Plus and copper tripeptide. Note, some people do get a little bit irritated with copper tripeptide. I'm one of those people. I still do not avoid it in ingredients because I love it. I am just mindful of the fact that I do get a little bit of extra irritation when I use products including that. Then you've got antioxidants including vitamin C, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B12, Nucatil tripeptide 1, and edacine. Then you're going to increase your elasticity with XL hexapeptide 8, palmitil pentapeptide 4, palmitil tetrapeptide 7. Then you're going to build your collagen and elastin regeneration with EGF, FGF, IGF. And then you're going to improve your wrinkles with dipeptide benzolimide and hexapeptide 8. Woo! That was a mouthful. Hi guys, welcome. So needless to say, I'm a fan. I love it. I've used this a bunch. Now, you actually don't have to numb when you deep microneedle, but your girl's a wuss, and I'm going to get into more detail as far as like the pen in a moment, but let's just start the numbing process, shall we? So I'm going to start with my chest, work my way up. We are going to be doing TCA cross, which means placing small amounts via a toothpick of TCA into the necklace lines. So we do want to numb for that because that can be a little painful. Because I'm working top up and my chest is not as sensitive, I'm going to use my $20 numbing spray from Microneedle on my actual chest. And we're just going to layer that on, and then we're going to use the cream for the face and the neck. So we will cleanse before we do it. The chest, I just need a little bit of something just to sort of take the edge off. You don't have to do that. I am just in my I want my treatments to be pain-free phase of my life. So you do what's right for you. Okay. Now, while we let that set, I'm going to go in with my 10.56% lidocaine on my face and my neck again, and then we'll review the points of TCA cross, the benefits, as well as our Dr. Pen of choice and needle tip of choice, because I know you all want to know about that whenever we talk about deep microneedling. Hey guys, welcome. So I just apply this with a brush. I go in pretty thickly. We're going to be doing TCA cross on the neck, which is not as painful as traditional TCA because you're only placing the TCA into the indentation of the actual wrinkle or scar. So TCA cross is a method that has been tested that I do really like for any kind of scar or damage. So things like box scars, acne scars, it's really helpful for. What TCA cross is the act of placing, like I said, a really strong TCA into the indentation. Typically I do 3 passes with a toothpick, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to get it all around the area. You literally just want to go into the indentation. That's kind of the whole point. And then 4 to 6 weeks later, deep microneedle, and then oh, we're not going to do our eyes. We're going to do our eyes with a peel tomorrow. And then repeat. So in the studies I've seen for acne scar improvement, the improvement has been really, really impressive after 3 rounds. So that's 3 rounds at 2 months. So 1 round is actually TCA cross in the wrinkle, wait 4 to 6 weeks, and then deep microneedle, and then repeat, right? So it's a 6-month process to do 2 rounds. Now, I saw really good improvement when I did this before. I just, full disclosure, kind of got distracted with deep microneedling. So I get all the time people asking me, why do you deep microneedle or why do you peel? Like, which is the pluses and the minuses? And a lot of the time, a factor that I think is very important to consider when trying to plan out your DIY treatments is just your schedule. What does your schedule allow? Here's the reality. I know that I can deep microneedle and do really great collagen production with a Dr. Pen and Velatox, and I can be makeup ready in 48 hours, which is impressive. And most strong deep peels do not allow me that flexibility, which is why I don't do peels as much. I still really like doing peels, but they just don't fit my schedule as easily as a deep microneedle with a product like Velatox. Now, from TCA, I'm typically a good 14-day heal time, which is substantial, guys. And you kind of just have to wait it out. Also, some of the peels have what I call an ugly healing window. So I do think there's also a difference between going into places and looking like you've been sunburned, and then there's other peels and things that give you an ugly heal, which basically people see you and they gasp, right? I absolutely love TCA, and we're going to use it today in a cross technique, but I'm an ugly heel from TCA person, unfortunately. So I don't do it as often because I'm just not often wanting that ugly peel or that ugly healing phase window because it's so limiting to my life, you know? Now, TCA cross, the act of just placing it in areas that you need it, actually doesn't have as ugly of a healing. It's also not as painful, and in general, it's just an easier process, which you're going to see. So I love that too. It just makes everything easier, in my humble opinion. Now I'm just layering on saran wrap because I want to make sure that I get a really good numb. Saran wrap just prevents the numbing from drying out. We're not doing the best job either at this, guys, because again, I just want to really take the edge off. If you are super concerned, you can fully numb and you can do that for 45 minutes. We're not super concerned. I just want to take the edge off and help, you know? Now, we'll just let this sit, and then I'm going to review my Dr. Pen of choice, and then we're just going to start on the chest. I will layer again a little bit more of the spray. This spray is $20. It works faster than traditional numbing cream, but it doesn't quite work as strong, but I actually love it for things like this because I find it just helps take the edge off very quickly. So I'm never not without it, and at $20, I consider it a bargain. Okay, we're gonna let that sit, and now I'm going to explain to you why I'm going to be using my Dr. Pen A9. So this is a Dr. Pen A9. This is how it comes. You get it in this box. I get it over at Ace Custom. It's $125 over at Ace Custom. Please do buy your Dr. Pen from a reliable source. If you don't, you risk getting a fake, but honestly, more importantly, as someone who has accidentally purchased fakes, purchasing a fake is not the end of the world when it comes to a Dr. Pen. It is with an injectable because you don't know what's in it, and if it's contaminated, if it's got bacteria growth or something like that, bad things can happen. It's not the end of the world with a tool, in my humble opinion, if you buy a fake. But what's very common when you buy fake tools is that they die. They do not last very long. They're janky. They're not put together right? So even if you're saving a little bit money to start, if it only lasts you a couple of months, it doesn't help you. And I can tell you that the fake Dr. Pens I've seen and those that my friends have purchased typically do die in 3 to 6 months versus a traditional Dr. Pen should last you 5 years with like minimal effort. So keep that in mind. So buy from Ace Custom. It's $125, but it'll last you for years. Now it does come with it this box, which I do really like, and then it does come with it some pin heads. So these are the pin heads. Yes, I'm doing one that I've already used once before. This is are you a 12 pin? I think you're a 12 pin. Let's just double check. This is how they come. Now the interesting thing about this pen is that it's a 12 pin. It comes with a scalloped edge tip. So the scalloped edge just makes it easier for you to move effortlessly over the skin deeply without it dragging. I didn't think I would like this scallop tip as much, and I absolutely love it. Now I also have the Dr. Pen M8 and the Dr. Pen A7. I really enjoyed them both. My favorite is either the A9, as I mentioned, because of the scallop tip, or the 8. And this one happens to be charged. Now this one you can use charged or corded, meaning it could be either plugged in or not plugged in. That's completely fine. Now, then we're going to be using hyaluronic acid for slip. I make my own, and my homemade rose water spray. I have videos on that. It's just a really great way to help further improve getting the product to go further and not having to use quite as much Velatox. I will likely be using at least 2 of the Velatox. Normally I'm 1 Velatox vial per area, but I think because we're going to be using some TCA on the neck, I think 2 vials should be fine. At least that's going to be kind of my goal. And then again, we'll do the Velasem to help heal it. So we'll get that prepped and ready. Now I use a little ceramic bowl and a brush. I love this brush from the Alaxin mask. That's probably my favorite for peels. Basically, the thinner the brush, the less likely you are to lose product in the brush. However, it's worth noting, I don't like fan brushes for the face because I find they're easily able to flick product into the eye, which isn't ideal, mainly if you're using a peel. So this is going to be what we do. Let me put the actual hair up. Also note that I love the results of traditional TCA on the neck. Again, the healing is just uncomfortable for me. And I also have struggled in the past with healing from TCA on the neck because I move a lot in my sleep. And I am, I guess, a jerky mover in my driving, meaning I'm driving, then I'm like, oh, look. And I've torn my neck skin that was healing every time I've done a full TCA peel on my neck. So even though I love the results, it's just not great for my lifestyle because of those factors. TCA Cross, I don't find has those negatives. So it's a really nice blending of, you get the benefits without a lot of the downsides for me personally. Again, you do what's right for you. Now also, we did Miracle L yesterday, and you can see I have some pinpoint bruising. I love doing a traditional meso and then doing a microneedling because the act of microneedling, and especially with a product like Velatox, actually causes those little pinpoint bruises to be gone. Basically, by the time I'm healed from my deep microneedling in 48 hours from the Velatox, you won't see these bruises either. Everything is going to be done. It's just a really, really, really wonderful multitasking way to kind of do your skin collagen production and also get rid of your bruises. So I'm just pouring. I don't pour out all the Velatox, guys. I don't pour out all of my liquids when microneedling because the process is not super fast. It does take some time, and I just find a lot of the liquids will dry up over time when you put it into the bowl, so I'd rather not have it evaporate. I'm going to start with just some hyaluronic acid. This is my homemade hyaluronic acid. Yes, I do microneedle my homemade hyaluronic acid. I love it. You do what's right for you. Any safe to microneedle hyaluronic acid will work, and I just do that for slip. I'm going to start at, let's go to, you just turn the dial. Let's go to 1.5 millimeters. This is the 12-pin cartridge, a little fluff there. And I like to go pretty quickly, so I'm usually at like a 5 or a 6. And then we're just going to put some of the Velatox on top of that, and then we'll add rosewater spray as necessary for slip. So I typically work in batches. I'm obviously not very frugal when it comes to my rosewater spray and my hyaluronic acid. I'm pretty heavy-handed with those because I make them myself. So I'm not really like trying to make sure that I'm spreading them out. I just go pretty heavy-handed. Now, you might bleed when you're doing this. A lot of people do bleed when you're deep microneedling. I, for the most part, don't because my skin's pretty well adjusted to it. Some people will, some people won't. And as you continue to do this regularly, I do find that most people tend to bleed less. So this is 1.5 millimeters deep. Now, as far as if you're not using your homemade hyaluronic acid, so I make mine with clean distilled water, usually that's been made into rose water, and then just the hyaluronic acid powder with the DMAE powder, which I have a video on. But if you are using a store-bought one, just make sure that ideally it doesn't have fragrance, it doesn't have, what's it called? It doesn't have anything that's kind of irritating. I avoid vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin A when I microneedle. Some people do like to microneedle with Retin-A. I personally usually don't. It does cause the peeling to last longer, and it does make it less attractive, which is the reason why I don't do it often. You can though. I have done it. It does give you the benefits, kind of more of a peel in addition to the collagen induction, which is nice. It's just the fact that it causes the healing time to slow down and to be less attractive that I just don't do it that often. I started back on Sextenda as I have a box and I've been so nauseous. So here's the thing, Kim, I can't start on the lowest setting, nor can I increase by the normal dose. I have to start at a couple clicks. Like we're talking 2 to 3 clicks, not a 0.06 increment. Otherwise, I also feel sick. So as you can see, I just work in sections and then I just layer on some more Velatox. Pretty simple. So it's going to be sunburned, it's going to be red, it's going to be irritated. That's what you want. If I was not doing this on YouTube, I would go right down to the nipple. But we're doing this on YouTube. Also, there's something so therapeutic about this. Okay, so we have a couple small pinpoints of bleeding. Also, I kind of look funny with the numbing cream mask on. Also, reposition the numbing cream. In fact, sometimes it's something that some people will shun you for or try to make you feel bad for because they don't get it. But if you've ever been in that kind of horrible situation, I think you understand, and I'm so happy that you're prioritizing you because it's so important during this difficult time. I'm sending you and your beautiful son so much love. I am so sorry you're having to deal with that. Brenda DIY is what helped me. Aw, that warmed my heart, Brenda. I am so sorry. I wish I could hug your thighs. my handsome man lost his son at 25 before I came into it, but before, you know, we got together. However, it affects us on a daily life. I never got to meet his son, but it affects our daily life. You even leveled up your DIY? Oh, I'm so glad you found some outlet. When my parents passed away, I did not. And again, nobody talked about it. And things just got really, 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 really dark. Really dark. So I'm so glad that you guys are facing it better than I did. So glad. I think it's always important to try to find the light at the end of the tunnel, even if it seems impossibly far. You have to keep visualizing it. You have to keep seeing it. It's just the difference between being able to wake up and fight and not is so important, you know? I'm going to pour a little bit more in the ceramic bowl. Again, I'm not using all of it. I'm using that much so far. Here. So you can see it's not super time consuming. It's just about consistency, guys. Honestly, with deep microneedling, I put it in my schedule. I try to do it every 4 to 6 weeks. If my schedule doesn't allow for a lot of downtime, I prioritize doing Velatox. I love testing out other products. But full disclosure, the main reason I'm doing Velatox today is because I have some friends into town that I'm hoping to see again before they leave, and I don't want to scare their children. I want them to be like, why are you all sunburned? You know? But if they were not in town, or if I knew that I didn't, I could totally use something else where the healing time would heal, but it might take a few extra days. Velatox is just nice because it heals in 2 days, in all honesty. It's a beautiful formula, but it also just heals in 48 hours, which is just the easiest for my schedule. Aw, you're so beautiful, and you are amazing also. We never know how strong we are until we have to fight to get through the darkest times. It's crazy. I went from 9 days healing with just HA to mixing a little Velatox, and I'm healed in 3. Yep. It's crazy. I know. I also didn't believe it. I was like, whatever. I just kind of thought it was like the cost of microneedling. I was like, okay, it's just going to take a while to heal. Nope, not necessary. The older I get, the more important time is. It's the only thing we can't buy more of. So not having to worry about healing is so huge for me. Also, that's a pimple, so I'm going to try to avoid it. But I'm still going to hit all around it because I can. Now you can see I don't really need much for slip because this pen allows everything to glide so much easier. Also, before I forget to mention it, you do not need different types of microneedling tools for different area. I know some websites promote, use this one for your face, use this for your body. No. You need a pen that can go deep for your body skin. Typically, body skin, you want to go 2 to 2.5 millimeters, like if you're doing your thigh or your arms or something like that. But most pens, most doctor pens go to 2.5 millimeters anyways. So you do not, absolutely do not need it. Just get one that you like. That I think I would recommend if you think you might want to do your body skin at some point in the near future. Get a pen that can go 2.5 millimeters deep so that you have that option, and that's fine. You also don't need a different pen for your scalp. They all work the same way. They have multiple needles that just puncture the skin, creating a controlled injury. That controlled injury, as it heals, it builds collagen and elastin. That collagen and elastin is what you want. So the same pen that does that for your chest and your face will do it for your scalp. Again, I love this pen because I do think it's so great at not sliding. Okay, so now we only did 1.5 there. I'm gonna do another pass, but I'm gonna go do 2 millimeters because I can. Sometimes more is more, guys. So I really like to make sure that I have, going to clean up that numbing cream. Hi, Zeph, darling. You're doing cure next night. Yay. Okay, Tanya. Somebody said that they spoke with Ace Kosum and Dermaheal SR. One of the Dermaheal's SR is okay to meso other than HSR. They did send it to me by email. I haven't had a chance to look at it. So as far as I know, as of today, the Dermaheal SR is not intended for meso. It is a microneedling product. Oh, I was going to increase it. Sorry. Let's increase it to 2 millimeters. But I do know some people that have. Now, let me tell you, I do find the skin brightening to be irritating on my skin. So keep that in mind also. Pretty much all the people who have injected any Dermaheal products say it's painful. It's got a bite to it. Or a little bit more Velatox. I have all the Dermaheal guys that are for microneedling. I like them, but they don't do as much for my skin as Velatox, which is where you see me use Velatox more often. Now, they're more affordable, but they just don't do as much as Velatox. Now, what we're trying to achieve is kind of like a uniformed sunburn look. So I typically do not do circles because I find when I did circles, I would miss areas. So I do prefer to do horizontal and vertical passes. I also did 5 rounds of fat dissolver on my jowls and under my chin, finally seeing some results. Aw, yay, you go, girl. I know fat dissolver is hard because it takes so long to see the results. If you guys do not know fat dissolvers, the skin takes longer to tighten around the reduced fat pad, so it's really a patience game. Our skin only tightens every 4 to 6 weeks, and it can take multiple passes, i.e. several months, to see the tightness from 1 round of fat dissolver, so patience is key. But I understand it can be frustrating. Also, if you're a weight gainer like I am, sometimes it can be a bit more frustrating because you're gaining weight, which is contributing to the lack of improvement. Rosewater spray. Okay, I think that's really good, guys. Feeling really good about it. Now I'm going to keep it on my neck because, again, the neck is going to be the more painful part of this treatment because we're doing TCA cross on it. Now, note, TCA cross way less painful than traditional TCA, so keep that in mind. But we'll do the face first. Okay, now also I use alcohol to cleanse my face from deep microneedling. Yes, it is drying. However, what you're doing is drying. So peeling, when you cause skin cell cycle turnover or do your deep microneedling, you're going to get the top layer of skin that's going to come off. It's just how it works. So I personally do not worry about the alcohol. If you are, there's other things you can use to cleanse your face. This is just what works best for me. I'm going to take it down to 1 millimeter because I'm doing the forehead. The forehead is notoriously not usually a comfortable place. I do recommend numbing the forehead and the under eye area if you're remotely sensitive, because these are areas that most people find easily irritated. And like right now, this is enjoyable. I don't even feel it. This is great. I know I'm at 1 millimeter. Haley says, I'm not sure, but they have all their generics. This is Walgreens generic products, guys, for 50% off. And mostly they have that deal on that brand. Oh, good to know. Yes, I know most of the drugstores always have deals, so you guys definitely want to keep that in mind if you guys are purchasing anything from them. Also, with regards to microneedling, some people do microneedle their brows. Microneedling or deep microneedling any area for hair growth is great. I will deep microneedle my scalp. In fact, I haven't done it for some time, but I should. I think it's a really great thing to do if you want to make a drastic improvement in your hair growth. I love it. The reason why I'm not going to do my brows is because I do have microblading and it is wearing off, but I don't want to force it to wear off any sooner because I just don't want the pigmentation to become spotty. And sometimes if you deep microneedle permanent makeup, it can kind of wear away in spots more so than others and look kind of spotty. Ranchi, can you get that at Amazon or no? Now you're seeing I'm bleeding at 1 millimeter on the forehead, and it took me going to 2 millimeters on the chest to bleed. It's just the difference in area, guys. Our body skin tends to be fleshier. Sorry, and Ranchi, is that for sanitizing too? Hi, Beat Up Darling. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. Always great to see you. Now, if you have any threads that you just laid or any points of irritation, I would avoid it just to not irritate those. I don't. So long as everything's settled and calmed down, you're completely fine. I did just do my chest yesterday with Miracle L, but I didn't have any swelling or irritation, so I felt perfectly fine doing this today. Now, as far as toxin goes, people are always like, when can I microneedle after Botox? I would wait 3 to 4 days, basically until the toxin has a chance to start kicking in. Everyone's different. Most of the time, experts believe that the toxin can shift a little bit. Obviously, at DIY prices, that's not a huge concern, but if you're paying in-office prices at $12 to $15 a unit, you don't want that toxin to shift at all. Now, I don't think you need to wait the full 2 weeks until everything's fully kicked in, because in all honesty, it just makes sense to me that once it starts kicking in, it's absorbed into the muscle. It's doing its job. But I would say definitely wait until it started to kick in, just to ensure that you don't have to worry about it moving. Now, sometimes you will see me still help my friends out with a deep microneedling after doing some other treatments. And the other option is just avoiding the actual injection point and about a 1 centimeter diameter. Now, I want to go to 1.5 millimeters. Again, you know me, I like to go deep. Yes, there is some data to suggest that you don't do much more collagen production, anything over 1 millimeter. However, it just makes sense to me that going deeper would get it at deeper layers. And I want to spike collagen, ideally, every layer of the skin tissue, not just the superficial layers. Now, I will go in with only gentle skincare tonight. I will go in with sunblock. This does make you more susceptible to sunburn, so please be prepared and plan accordingly. This is why some people don't like to do deep microneedling or peels in the summer months. However, I live in California, so every day of the summer month. Okay, I'm feeling really good about that. That's actually also a good visual comparison for the record. This is kind of just what it looks like. Okay, now I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm not doing my eyelids because I want to do the BN peel this week on the eyelids. So the BN peel is a gentler peel. It's a buffer TCA peel, so it's not as strong. I also just find it does an extra tightening for my eyes that I absolutely love. So we're going to omit that today. But if I wasn't going to be doing the BN peel on my eyelids, I would deep microneedle over the eyelids as well, from the just above the crease to the brow bone. I'm going to take it back down to 1 millimeter. So you see, I haven't even needed to use much rosewater spray or hyaluronic acid. Again, some people do use more during their treatment to help spread out the Velatox, so they go through less of it. You do what's right for you. I am only going to use 2 vials during this treatment, so I'm pretty happy with that. I also go very close to my under eye. I know that's not right for everyone. I have a lot of damage in my under eye. My under eye likes to look craggy and unattractive, so going deep is best for me. And going close to the under eye. And yes, I know professionals often don't recommend it. Professionals also really want to make sure that you have a good user experience, so you come back and pay them the money. They also want you to come and do other treatments for other areas. So I do think it's not surprising that a lot of the time when they're saying, I don't like to deep microneedle the under eye, I want to do this other treatment that's an extra fee. I don't think that that's entirely just because they don't want to microneedle your under eye. I do think it's because they want you to do that other treatment that is an extra fee. I'm going to increase it to 1.5 millimeters. Yes, microneedling the under eye is going to be uncomfortable for some. Yes, it's not going to look very pretty. By the way, I'm not going to look very pretty for the next 2 days anyways. I just think that it's so helpful. We want to spike that collagen. We want to remodel the skin. And yes, you can see I'm getting right up in there. Okay, loving that. Okay, and that is the end of Velatox Vial 1. So I think we're doing good shape. We're in good shape. I'm gonna help also, you just spray that with some rosewater spray I will go over it with Velatox, obviously, but I just want to try to get the blood to not dry down completely. I will be going to the office after this. Warning, if you're watching this, my handsome man, you're welcome. Yeah, somebody's talking about how the neck helps rashes and helps psoriasis. It's really amazing, guys. Like, placenta therapy is honestly something that I really think could benefit the world at large. If I didn't have to work a real job, I would probably become a placenta therapy advocate because I just think it's so important. Richie says, I inject next to the rash patch. Love that. Aw, apparently blueberries help too. That's always good to know. Okay, we're just gonna layer on some more. We are mid-deep microneedle, Cami. It's going very well. Oh, completely understood, Cami, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. Oh, see, I never watched football, so I didn't even know. I didn't think it was a football thing. I thought it was like a 20-year-old YouTuber thing. Who knew? Somebody told me it came from that Paul kid. Thank you, Cami. We try. Just go with some rose water spray. It's getting a little dry. We want a little bit more. I think we're going to go to 2 millimeter in this area, because why not? We did numb. I am not like Cami. I am numbing. Hi, Vicky, darling. Well, I hope you're well rested. I also do not deep microneedle my lips because it causes them to peel, and then I bite at them subconsciously, and then they take forever to heal, and it becomes a mess. So you do what's right for you, but deep microneedling my lips is just not part of my lifestyle. The goal is always at least 4 to 6 passes, but as you're seeing, I'm normally doing more. The more you do, the more damage you do. It can cause an increase in healing, depending. So keep that in mind. We're on to our second vial of Velatox. Okay, so we're going to do our chin, and then we're going to start on this side of the face. For those of you just tuning in, we're going to do TCA cross on the neck, which is where you take a strong TCA peel and you use a toothpick on the neck. On the necklace lines, or like a wrinkle. The lips can be sensitive, so going around them if you have it numbed can sting. Aw, I appreciate you, Cami. Thank you, my darling. My booty was like sitting on glass all night, but so much better today for the soap peel. Yes, the first couple days can be rough. It does mean that you did it right and you did it well, but it can be uncomfortable. I have no doubt. It's uncomfortable on the legs for a couple days. But I'm so glad, because remember when you did it, you're like, I'm not sure I did it right. Well, it sounds like you did it right, Vicki. The chin is a hard area to kind of go around, so sometimes I'll stamp. Especially at 2 millimeters. It's just, mine is so curved because I have that centered dimple. Oh, and Cammie says she's from Kansas, so the Kansas City Chiefs has a few goats. Good to know. I'm not a sports person. I assume that's a sports reference. Hi, Jennifer, darling. You did hand heel access on microneedle. I only went 0.5 millimeter. This is still new to me. Can I tox? Yep, you're completely fine to tox. Just note if you have any areas that are like a little bit raw. So if you go 0.5 millimeter, that's cosmetic depth. You shouldn't be anywhere that's really raw from that. If you are, it's because you pressed in deeper, causing it to go deeper. Totally fine. But if you have any areas of sensitivity or irritation, just be careful about using a numbing cream on top of it. You can still tox, but I would skip the numbing cream if it feels irritated, because numbing irritated areas can cause extra irritation that takes longer to heal. But the tox itself, no harm, no foul whatsoever. You're completely fine. Go at it. And also congratulations and welcome, Jennifer. And it's also at this point that I'm going to remind you that DIY is a hard place on YouTube, so please feel free to join me over at Rumble. I am sharing some classic videos today over there, so you might get a chance to see some videos you've otherwise missed. And then also check us out on our website, wannabebeautyguru.com. Yes, I go close to the under eye if you're just tuning in. You're so welcome, Jennifer. I'm a heavy-handed person, so if I'm going to cosmetic microneedle, I typically go at 0.25 millimeter because I know that being a heavy-handed person, I'm likely to push that in a little bit deeper. So you can cosmetic microneedle as often as your skin allows it, but you shouldn't deep microneedle more than every 4 to 6 weeks. So you want to enable your skin cell cycle turnover to complete. Aw, well, Cammie, you were missed. Okay, let's increase it to 2 millimeters. And also, if you are just tuning in, I did numb. So if you're like, oh wow, she's doing 2 millimeters in the under eye area and she's not flinching, it is numb. Yes, I sure can, Jennifer. I am just using Velatox, my rosewater spray, and hyaluronic acid for slip. And then we're going to be doing TCA peel in the necklace lines in a minute. And in all honesty, I didn't do the most time effective proportionate because I could be doing a necklace line and then waiting. In fact, actually, let me do that now before I finish my face. That just makes the most sense, in all honesty, schedule-wise, is doing that. I was just wanting to make sure I stayed numb. Okay, now let's get into some TCA cross. This is a different thing, guys. This is a strange thing. This is something that a lot of people don't know about. This is TCA cross. So what I'm going to be doing now is dipping a toothpick in strong TCA. This one came from a source that is no longer available. I now recommend, and all my peels, future and ones that I purchase now, are from Platinum Skincare. However, I'm still using up my old product, but Platinum Skincare sells the best peels I think on the market, even better than this, and code Jessica10 will save you money. Now, this is a 25% TCA peel. You can use stronger if you would like. The purpose of a TCA cross is to place the actual TCA into the indentation of the problem, right? So it's actually supposed to be placed onto the line. That's why we use a toothpick to get it right up in there. So it's a little bit tedious, as you're going to see. I am going to do multiple passes. Now, the benefit is it does really good things to help restructure scars. So if you have any scars, you have acne scars, you have anything like that, this is a great treatment for that. Now, TCA Cross is technically placing strong TCA into the indentation. 4 to 6 weeks later, deep microneedle. 4 to 6 weeks later, repeat, right? So it's in the studies that I have seen, after 3 rounds of treatment, so that's 2 months of treatments, right? Because 1 round of treatment includes TCA into the wrinkle or into the indentation, and then deep microneedling 4 to 6 weeks later. The improvement is impressive. So I do really like it a lot. So what I'm going to do is just place it literally onto the necklace line. That's it. Now, I haven't seen a lot of studies for this on wrinkles. I've seen only studies on TCA Cross for acne scars and other types of scar. But it seems to me that a scar tissue, right, the indentation, the ability for the TCA to remodel and build the collagen, as well as helping to improve the top appearance of that damaged skin from that scar, would be very similar to wrinkles. So I am testing it out, so you don't have to. So stay tuned to report back. I did do this twice before and it did really help a lot, and I just forgot to do it again. So there you go. Now, this is tedious, guys, because I'm literally just using and then I'm going to microneedle around it because I'm extra. Yeah, you know that. So as with most TCA, I am going to let it work for about 5 minutes, and then I will do another round. And yes, this gets hardly any, but the trick is you want to put it right into the wrinkle, which is why we're not using a Q-tip or something that's a bit bigger but would be more absorbing. Now, some people do not like to numb with TCA. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I have found that I do believe numbing does, topical numbing, does seem to reduce the power of TCA. However, sometimes it's about picking and choosing your battles. For me, right now, I just don't want to have to deal with the pain of not numbing. So we numbed. But I'm not gonna lie, I think I numbed so well, I can't tell if it's even working because I feel nothing. Now, TCA Cross is much less painful than traditional TCA. I'm just going to place them on my hand where I haven't done numbing. Oh. We might have lost efficacy, guys. I'm not feeling anything on the hand, and I didn't numb the hand. Boo. Well, that's not very exciting. Oh, that's okay. We're not done the needling part. Technically, we still have to do our neck and this side of the face. I was just hoping to do TCA Cross. Well, it looks like I know what I need to get from Platinum Skincare next. We have blanching on the necklace lines, and now we're finishing our deep microneedling of our face. Vicky, you know what you could have done? A 3 ml barrel and a 23 gauge to like suck it up. That probably would have been the easiest. I love a queen who doesn't waste any product though. So I'm doing the peel. I'm going to let the peel sit, and then I'm not going to do anything over the peel. I will do the needling above, below, and in between because I've just used it on the lines. The reason why you see it in lines is because I just literally put it on the lines. Sometimes I sneeze when I do the nose area. Oh. Those bruises are from my vitamin B threads, but they're very settled. They feel comfortable, so I don't have to worry about microneedling over it. Oh, fair, Vicky. Of course you did. You're so smart. I have no doubt you did. It does like to stick to the sides. So TCA peel on the necklace lines, like a TCA cross, is like a 4 on the pain scale. It's not a lot compared to TCA. Traditional TCA over the whole neck is about a 9. Well, no, it's like a 90 out of 100. I'm sorry, 90 out of 10. It's very high. It's one of the most painful things you can do is, I think, TCA peel, a strong TCA peel, and fibroblasting. So doing on the necklace lines, I still feel this. This still isn't the most comfortable, but it's so much better. Now also note, because I didn't know if it was working, I layered on a bunch. So I don't think I'm going to actually do a third round. I think I'm just going to leave it at this, let it settle. What you're wanting to see is blanching. So some people do 3 passes at a 5-minute difference, but you saw me layer it on as I was doing it. Each layer kind of goes a little bit deeper. So I don't think I have to do multiple layers because I think I'm already getting that blanching that you can see right there. I need to find a micro spatula. Ooh, I've seen one of those at the Japanese dollar store. I don't know if you have one of those near you. I'm not sure off the top of my head, Cami. I think they have 15. I'm not positive though. The feeling from a TCA peel makes me nauseous. When I feel like getting hot, not sure why. Honestly, it does sometimes trigger stress in a lot of people that could cause nausea. Oh, I bet you're right, darling. Or Amazon also might if you need it fast. Well, I guess you don't need it faster because you just did it. We're going to do above the mouth. Now I'm going to dial it back down to 1 point. Well, let's do 1 to start. This area is often sensitive. Now, if you are a smoker, this area is so important to do. Smoking degrades collagen in the skin, especially in areas near the cigarette. So your entire mouth. 13%. Oh, my apologies. From platinum, yes. Now again, you're not seeing, I'm going to go up to 1.5. You're not seeing me go over the lips because I don't like to deep microneedle my lips. So I'm getting a really nice frosting, so I'm definitely not doing any more. Friendly reminder to please discard anything that touched the TCA peel safely to make sure that no babies or fur babies can come into contact with it, okay? Side note, the handsome man is going to be like, what did you do? Putting a bit more Velatox in. We're going to do our nose. The nose, I do not do that deep, guys. My nose will probably do 1 millimeter. But I also don't have a lot of issues with my nose. My nose is not very fleshy. Now, if you're finding that as you get older, you kind of have a bulbous nose or like a nose that's retaining fat, You can use fat dissolver with microneedling in a bulbous nose where almost the tissue is holding little teeny tiny fat cells. Fat dissolver and microneedling doesn't help most places, but I do think on the nose it can make a very nice, although subtle improvement. You would be looking for a fat dissolver that has horse chestnut. That seems to be the most effective for nose contouring using a fat dissolver with microneedling. So the nose is often a place that I bleed, and you can see I don't bleed everywhere, but the nose I often do. Okay. Now, I am going to get some makeup remover, and we're just going to gently try and remove some of the, if there's any leftover TCA. I'm very happy with that frosting though. Sorry, I always get confused. Frosting or blanching, one is accurate, one is not. This does kind of irritate it and it will sting for a second, usually a little bit more. Some people use baking soda. I don't like using baking soda. I didn't do as much here, but again, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm very happy overall. Okay. Now is microneedling. So I'm not microneedling over the TCA peel. I'm going to go above and below. That's it. Why? Because I still want to get the rest of the collagen production, and I don't mind if the Velatox drips down at all any, because Velatox is going to be super healing. So it's kind of a win-win. So normally if you look at my other TCA cross videos from several years ago, I did do multiple passes, but I layered it on kind of at once, so I don't need to do that. Let's go up to, you know what, let's go to 2. We're still numbed, and we're going to tackle that jawline. Again, I like to work in sections. That did work well. It just kind of was a delayed reaction. Fun facts, just showing you how different skin is. I did my hand. I only did like one little pass, but literally nothing on the hand. Totally, you can see it on the neck. This is the reason also where I like lives, because you guys know there's no camera tricks, there's no switching out products. Not that I would, obviously, but I love live stream format because you guys can see literally in real time everything. Although I'm not gonna lie, I think I am all over the map today, guys. I think we are gonna go. I just want to tackle that a little bit more since we have a couple minutes. So let's just see if we can't further improve it. Why not? I was not going to, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just be extra. Everything about me is extra. Why should this be any less? I'm just going right here. You can see I don't have blanching there. Now, I also love this because this, you'll see, you guys know I go live every day. This heals much faster for me than traditional TCA on the neck. So it'll still realistically be a little bit red looking in like 10 days, but not as insane. Well, I mean, who knows? I think I went very heavy handed today because I was like, can I feel it? But usually it doesn't heal. It doesn't heal as noticeably unattractive. Okay, so now that's the last we're going to use of the TCA. I'm going to let that do its thing as we focus on the other areas. So also, if you are on a fat dissolver journey, do yourself a favor and deep microneedle where you're doing your fat dissolver once a month. We really want to try to increase that collagen everywhere that we are trying to dissolve that fat. because as mentioned, it typically takes longer to successfully tighten the skin than it does to dissolve the fat. I'm usually 4 to 5 days, Vicky, but I think everyone's going to be a little bit different. I'm normally a good couple of days. The first 2 days, I'm uncomfortable. And then there's like a couple days where I'm like, oh, okay, this is okay. And then I get to the peeling and I'm like, oh, damn it. And I peel a lot for like 10 days. I'm kind of just going also over where I last microneedled. It's fine. Yay, we're getting that peel all that way. I'm feeling better about that now. I'm going to go, again, we're going to go right up until the necklace line. I'm not going over where I did the peel or where the red line is from the peel being irritating. I'm going right up to it though. We're going to look a little stripy. It's completely fine. Some people like to neutralize a TCA peel with baking soda. I usually just use soap and water or micellar water. Usually use micellar water when I'm on camera. But I don't like baking soda because I do find it to be extra irritating. And it gives a sting that I just don't want to have to deal with. Ooh, you go, girl. I'm so happy you're going on vacation. You deserve it. Yes, Billy, my favorite roasted bowl is in my Amazon store. Note, I'm going to go right below the TCA that we did. I'm saving in the middle because I don't want it to drip on the TCA as it's still kind of working. So we'll do the middle last. Yeah, I've never found the oil I like in store. I always order from Amazon. And I know, like, people are anti-ordering from Amazon, or at least some people are. But I just, it's a big part of my life, guys. There's just only so many hours in the day. Put a little bit more Velatox in. If you don't use all of your Velatox, again, you can store in the fridge and then use it when you can. I don't know if I'm going to use all of mine. I didn't get back here with the TCA, so we're going to go up and down over here. No, I am not microneedling over the TCA peel. I am simply going around it. I don't know if you're able to see that as much in camera, but trust me, And that's where I'm not. First of all, it would be incredibly painful, and I just don't think you need to. Now let me get, we're just going to neutralize that little bit of extra TCA that we did over there. Note, I'm patting it. I'm not dragging it because dragging would cause extra irritation. Oh, Cammie, you go, girl. You're gonna make us all look bad, but I'm so proud that you're taking such great care of yourself. Okay, so friendly reminder, we're still at a 2mm microneedle. Now I'm gonna put a bit more Velatox in, and we are going to go in the center of the necklace lines. Again, not going over the white. I don't mind if I get some Velatox on the necklace lines because it's EGF, FGF, and just overall really, really healing. Side note, this is going to be the most damage I've ever showed up to therapy for, so this is going to be fun. I'll let you know how that goes. So the pen for my necklace line can fit right between there. Obviously, if your necklace lines are closer together, you wouldn't be able to. Like, and keep in mind, like, it barely fits there. And this is taking a steady hand. And this is just extra. Again, we didn't microneedle, we didn't peel back there, so we're gonna deep microneedle. I like to deep microneedle as far back as I can see. That's looking a little bit white, so we want it to all look uniform sunburn red. I do, green tea, I do. I have a cute little strawberry shirt. I actually think I have two. I wish I had a tomato one. Team tomato face. Okay, now I am going to, again, reminder, this is me being extra. You don't have to be as extra as me. I'm going to take a little bit more Velatox. We still have some left over. And I'm specifically going to tackle my bruises. I'm going to go at 2.5, which is deep, guys. It's deep. But I really want to try to break apart those bruises. Now the numbing is mostly worn off, so I'm just stamping because it's easier. Okay. Hopefully by the time I'm healed from microneedling, I am healed from the bruise as well. Okay, there we go. So we're done with the deep microneedling portion. I have a little bit of extra Velatox. We're going to just slather that all over everywhere because why not? Now we just keep the skin clean and as hydrated as possible. We are going to go in with the Velocem. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I have Velocem open in the fridge, so I don't want to open it here. Okay, so I was wrong. I do not have an open bottle of Velocem, so we're going to do this now, and you're going to see it's super simple. Now, I'm not going to use this all this time, so I am going to store this in the fridge, but it comes like this. It should be a clear liquid. Now, I am going to open this because I don't use, obviously, with a syringe because I just pour it out. And I literally use the same bowl and brush that I was just using. It was just on my skin. It is fine. Friendly reminder, when you're opening anything with a glass vial, please be mindful that you can cut yourself pretty easily. But I just pour some in. Now it does say to spray it, and you absolutely can do that if you would like. I just don't, because I just don't usually have a little spray bottle on hand. I just very gently go over it. Now this does seem to have a fragrance, which I don't know why they would add fragrance to it, but it does. But either way, it helps aid with healing. It does kind of feel a little bit stingy, I think because of the ingredients in the formula. Now, there are certain ingredients like copper tripeptides that aid in healing that are just a little bit stingy, you know, but it does a great job at healing, so we suffer through it. It doesn't add long-term stinging, so like it's stinging a little bit now. Not stinging is the wrong word. It's strongly tingling in a not pleasant way. So I guess that's stinging. But it does have copper tripeptide in it, and I suspect that's what I'm registering as like kind of stingy, because that's usually how I feel when I use copper tripeptide. But it helps speed up healing, so we love it, and I use it, and it works really well. So that's just it. I'll just go over. Now, as the skin continues to heal, like the next time I do this later on today, it will not be as stingy because it just feels better. It's really just stingy right after doing it because it's like really fresh. The skin's really damaged, and you need to really speed up that healing. So there you go. Now, yes, I think a spray would be better because you don't have to worry about it causing the friction of the brush, but I mean, I don't have it, so there you go. I did not use all of this, so I am going to put this in the fridge and then cleanse all of the other things. This is what we're looking like. People sometimes ask me, can you wear makeup? Like in this situation, I did not do my eyes. This is just rose water spray. I wouldn't wear any extra eye makeup. I actually have a bit of mascara on, which is my bad. I should have taken it off. The reason why you don't want to ideally wear makeup, even if you can, right? Like, so in theory, I could probably add eyeliner, could probably do those things. The reason why you don't want to is because the act of washing your face while it's healing is irritating. So we don't want to have to scrub to try to get out the nooks and crannies or any of the eye makeup that has moved around. It's just better to try to avoid it while you're healing. If the healing time is a concern, again, Velatox is going to drastically help. So I feel sunburned, totally normal. It feels irritated, totally normal. So try to stay out of the sun because we don't want to cause any extra damage to our skin, and our skin is super susceptible to sunburns. I am going into the office. I'm going to go into the office looking like a white neckline crusted tomato. Okay, so I can use a gentle sunscreen on top of this, and no, I do not avoid using a sunscreen. I just have to use a gentle one that is not irritating. So most of the ones from Korea that you can get like at Ace Kosum are really, really fine on microneedle skin. If I do avoid it, if for whatever reason I don't have one on hand, I'll only avoid it for a day or so. Okay, I'm going to skedaddle to work in all my tomato glory. But this is what it's looking like. If you're just tuning in late, scroll back because we did something a little bit different today. I did TCA strong in the necklace lines with a toothpick. It was a journey. It was a journey, guys. So I'm still going to coat this in Velash, which is the second step, but I'm not going to do it on camera because I have to go and get it out of the fridge because I have some that was already opened. But I absolutely do love this. This is, I think, an excellent value at $90. An excellent, excellent value at $90. Code Jessica10 saves you money. All you need is code Jessica10. I did use less than 2 of the vials of Velatox, and I'll probably use a half of one of the vials of Velocem before it's done. Typically, I try to go over my face 2 to 3 times a day with Velocem for the 2 days while I'm healing, and it does help speed up the healing. But I'm feeling really good. I feel irritated. I feel sunburned. I definitely don't want anything rubbing my face. I will go in with Korean sunblock, and I will also just avoid the sun because I'd rather not do like layers upon layers upon layers. Also, I will use gentle cleansers, and I won't be wearing makeup until the skin is pretty much healed. So there you go. This is what it's looking like. Thank you very much for joining me. Friendly reminder, you can get your Velatox, you can get your Dr. Pen A9, you can get all of those are Acecosum. Oh, the numbing cream and the numbing spray, Acecosum. I made my homemade rosewater spray and my homemade hyaluronic acid, which I have videos on. Super cheap, super, super cheap, and really easy. You can search on my channels or my website for those. Super inexpensive. And the TCA I did not get from Platinum because it's old, but get it from Platinum. It's great. And go Jessica10 will save you money there. Anyways, this is what we're looking like. I'm feeling really good about it. Very tomatoey. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for being my friends. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So friendly reminder, code Jessica10 is an affiliate. That's how I keep the website completely free. Wannabe Beauty Guru is a free resource for my friends here. It is where I have over 1,200 edited videos up for your viewing pleasure and live streams. I do upload the live streams about a week after, so if you happen to live in a country where you cannot watch Rumble, I know Rumble's not accessible in all countries. By the way, I am looking at trying to stream on multiple platforms. I just haven't had a chance to research that yet. But we also upload the live streams under the month, so you'll just see, just if you go to July of 2023 on my under the live stream tab on my website wannabebeautyguru.com, you will see all of the live streams up until the 27th, and then in a couple more days I'll upload the last week's worth. So it is available for your viewing pleasure. Now also, I really appreciate you being here. We also have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Rumble, BitChute, Reddit, and Discord. I know it's a lot. We have Locals, which is our paid community. It's $5 a month. I'm going to do weekly giveaways for the next 6 weeks. Then we're going to be doing early access to edited content, which means before they get posted to the website, Rumble and BitChute, I will share them there. Then you also are going to get DIY nights, a night that we organize and hang out one-on-one. And then we also are going to do behind the scenes when I have time. It is a $5 monthly fee. I really appreciate it. We have merchandise. I have Keep Calm DIY, Pain is Stupid, graphic tees, tank tops, and hoodies. I'd really like it if you liked it, get some. I'm going to make a couple more. I have some cute designs planned. You guys know I have a history as a fashion t-shirt designer, and it's nice to put it to use. And last but not least, we have Facebook groups. We have 2 Facebook groups. One's for newbies, one's for more seasoned people. Join one or both. Over there, we talk about all things DIY and beauty. I do ask that you try to hide your words because Facebook is a tricky place. So I don't use the word filler, I use the word fixer. Things like that. Now, there's 4 questions to answer to be able to join the Facebook group. So one is your email address. I'm not trying to spam you, but I'd love to get a hold of you if something happens to the channel. So please feel free to give it or just say no thank you. If you say no thank you, you don't have to give it. You will still get in the group if you answer all the questions. You just have to answer all the questions. Also, if your profile is newer, please email me at Jessica10 and explain to me why it's a new profile. I typically do not let in brand new profiles because we get people trying to infiltrate the groups who are up to no good. I know, sad but true. Now, join one or both, whichever one you want. If you haven't joined the email list, you can join it also over on our website, or you can email me at Jessica10 and say, add me to your email list. We also send out a daily email before I go live. This is just me. I literally just send it out from my Yahoo, and you can ask to be put on that as well. You can't be joined or subbed to our actual newsletter, weekly newsletter, more than once, so don't worry if you have already added it. If you're like, oh no, I don't want to be added twice, it can't add you twice, so you're good to go. Anyways, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my friends. And I'm really excited. Yay, go team. I love it when a treatment goes well. Okay, bye guys.